My greetings. Today's mini grammar tutorial is about the distinction between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. Now let's start first with the structure. The present perfect, as can be seen, comes in the form of has or have plus verb 3. Don't forget that the verb 3 or the past participle can either be regular or irregular. Studied is regular because it ends with an ed. Slipped and driven are irregular because they don't end with an ed, and there is a complete change of the verb from sleep to slipped, from drive to driven. As for the present perfect continuous, it's either has or have plus been, verb ing, that is present participle. So in this case, has been or have been studying, sleeping, or driving. Now let's look at the following examples. Now if I say the mechanic has fixed my car, I have washed my car, Selma has made food for the kids. In comparison with the mechanic, that's the present perfect continuous, the previous were present perfect. The mechanic has been fixing my car for 2 hours. I have been washing my car since 5:30, and Selma has been making food for the kids since the morning. Okay, now how can I understand the differences between the two tenses? Actually, we should depend on the function. The function actually with regard to tenses is the most important and the most critical point for understanding English tenses. So if you don't depend on functions, you are going to depend on translation, which in many cases doesn't help. Because if you remember in a previous tutorial, I told you that perfect tenses do not exist in your mother tongue. In many mother tongues, they do not exist at all. Therefore, if you start translating these into your mother tongue, you will find it difficult. Therefore, my advice to you is to depend on the functions. Now let's start with the present perfect. Again, now as for the present perfect, these sentences, these examples, let me just take them down. How about that? Okay. Now all these are present perfect. So they are all refer, listen, and this is very careful. They refer to, they emphasize the result and activity, text, which was performed before a period of time. So now, if I say, and again, let me just go on, and it also emphasizes the completion of an event or a verb in the recent past, not so far. The present perfect, therefore, if you just look at this, this is called the recent past. It's an action which happened in the past, but okay, now it's still connected to the present. So the present perfect has connection to the present, results and importance. Again, let me just remind you, if you say the mechanic has fixed my car, do you know what that means? It means that your car is fixed and you're driving it now. You were at the mechanic's garage, he called you and told you to come over to pick your car up, and that's what you did. You took your car and you are on way to somewhere else. That's what it means. It's fixed. But bear in mind, if you say the mechanic fixed my car, this is simple past. You know what this could be? It could mean that your car is not fixed anymore. It could mean that. And you have to go back to the garage again to fix it up again. Because this is in the simple past, while this one is used in the present perfect. Okay? So just remember this, because we took this in a previous tutorial, the simple past and the present perfect, and the distinction and the differences between the two tenses. So back again, the mechanic has fixed my car. I have washed my car. What does that mean? It's a complete action, which has reference, connection, consequence, importance in the present. The car is very clean. That's what it means. The car is very clean. Selma has made food for her kids. What does that mean? It means that the kids are enjoying the food right now. The food is there, laid on the table, and they are happy with it because it's a completed action. So she finished making food, I finished washing my car, the mechanic finished fixing my car, the car is fixed, the car is washed, and the food is made. As easy as that. And look at the graph, it shows that. So it's the effect of the past on the present, as you can see. Let's go down to the present perfect, and let me take down the examples again, and this is very important right now to distinguish between the two tenses. Now, as for the present perfect, okay, let me show you. Present perfect continuous emphasizes an activity which is performed over a period of time for 2 hours since 5:30, since the morning. Okay, so it's used to talk about ongoing events. That's why I say, or activities which started in the past, at a time in the past, still continuing up to the present. So it's an action that happened in the past, still continues in the present. So the mechanic has been fixing my car. He is still, keep this word in mind, still fixing it. I've been washing my car since 5:30. I'm still washing it. Selma has been making food for her kids since the morning, and she's still doing food for her kids. So still is the key word. Okay? Now let's look again at more examples. If you say, I have written my English essay, what does that mean? It means that you're finished. Now you need to proofread it, give it to someone to have a look at it, and then you're going to submit it to your professor. I have been writing my English essay for over a week now. It's a bit long. It could be a dissertation, something for your master's degree. Okay, so now you still need more time. You haven't finished yet. More examples. If you say, he has been washing his car for 2 hours, present perfect continuous, it means that he is still, again, this is the key word I told you about. He's still what? Washing his car. Okay? Again, he is still washing his car. So if you look at the graph, it would help you to understand this. Okay? If you say, like, he started, he's not finished yet. But if you use the present perfect, he has washed his car. He finished cleaning the car. Now the car is clean. And now he could be driving it somewhere else. Let's look at more examples. Present perfect continuous. The secretary has typed 3 urgent emails in less than half an hour. She's finished. And now she needs someone to look at it, or look at them. Maybe she needs to show them to the manager before he makes his final approval, or he gives his final approval. So she has finished, and the emails are ready to be sent. But if you say that the secretary has been typing for more than an hour now, it means that she's still, again the keyword, still what? Typing. He has worked very hard, he's finished. The result of the work is visible in the present. It could be that he's tired. It's visible. It can be seen. But if you say he has been working hard all day, what does that mean? He's still working. Or it could be that he just finished working. No, just finished working. Now, the other way around. Now, the present perfect continuous comes first. The accountant has been auditing the annual financial reports since 3 o'clock. He's still auditing them. But if you say the present perfect, the accountant has audited the new financial reports and he is on his way to show them to the manager. He just finished auditing them. Now let's go down to the exercise. What I need you to do is to look for clues, and in many cases, by the way, it has to do with common sense also. And the type of verbs, are they continuous or non-continuous? Do they accept ing or not? And by the way, you should really work on common sense as well. How long? You could say have been working, but not have been knowing. So instead you say, how long have you known the manager, the new manager? You look so tired all day. It's an indication. What have you been doing all day? How many times? Again, how many times has Selma visited Istanbul? Now, she English idioms for hours, but she still doesn't remember all of them. She has been learning. The children TV for 3 hours. This is a real indication of a duration. So you say have been watching. Let's go down to number 6. Have, or like has, because he has. So has he been studying hard? He looks so tired. Or has he studied hard? By the way, you could have two answers here. Okay? My cousin never or ever, so you say has smoked. Sorry for being late for long. Again, this is an indication for the continuous. How long have you been waiting? I, any of my old friends, recently, again, this is the present perfect, I haven't met. She, her essay all day, she has been writing. I, English, for 3 years now, I have been learning. They to Turkey for a 2-week holiday. You could say have been going, you can't say that actually. So instead, as common sense, have gone. They in the mall for 2 hours. Although you should be using the present perfect continuous, but you can't say have been being, instead you say have been. I in the countryside since 2015. You could say both, have lived and have been living. Because, by the way, let me just say something. 3 verbs should never be used to distinguish between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous, because they both have the same meaning. Work, live, and teach. If you say I have lived and I have been living, I have worked, I have been working, I have taught, I have been teaching, they all have the same meaning. The little kids, video games for hours, so they have been watching, and these are the answers for the above questions. Thank you for being with me today. Our next tutorial is going to be about the future tense. We're going to start with the simple future and then down to the future continuous, future perfect continuous, and future perfect. Thank you very much for being with me today.